Now let's look at the all-important how. How can you find these people? How can you start this process? How can you prioritize which of these managers you want and need to bring on first? I suggest you begin with one category, and usually product manager is the easiest one to begin with. Now this is going to be a beta. This is going to be a test. And as you work through structuring this particular manager's responsibilities, then you find out how you can acclimate it, how you can integrate it into your organization. Let's say you pick a product manager. They're already selling. They have a quota they need to meet. So what can you do to help them not only meet their quota, but also fulfill their responsibilities as a product manager? Maybe you modify the quota. Maybe you show them how the product manager role can be incorporated in your existing sales meetings. There are ways that they can do presentations, or even better, suppose your product manager could develop learning modules like this one, using PowerPoint, using whatever criteria they're familiar with. If they're not good at creating training like this, who on your team could be your corporate trainer? The product manager could sit down with them, develop the curriculum, the other person would develop the training itself, and everyone could benefit from it. The product manager, you're going to pick someone who is most familiar or successful, even better, most familiar and successful with that particular product or product line. Your market manager, someone who lives closest to or has experience in that particular market. Your industry manager, someone who has shown success in the industry or a similar industry. AT&T required account executives to wear a three-piece pinstripe suit, white shirt, regimental striped tie, and dark socks and wingtip shoes. When I went to sell to the truckers for the first time, I realized how inappropriate that was. It built a barrier. It made them think I thought I was more superior to them or something. They looked down on what they referred to as the suits. So I would leave the sales office, go somewhere, change into a golf shirt and slacks, go out, make my sales call, come back, change back into the suit, and go back to the office. See, the industry manager knows these things. If they've had success in that industry, they're going to be more acceptable to people in the industry. Here's some implementation scenarios. First of all, let's say you're introducing a new product. First of all, have the product manager deliver 2 presentations. One is features, benefits, specifications, applications, familiarizing the other sales professionals with what the product is, what it's capable of doing, how the service works, how the service impacts the client's organization. Then have the product manager actually do a sales presentation. This is how they would sell it to the buyer. The other sales professionals do not mimic that. They don't ape that. We don't want sales scripts or sales robotons. What we want is for the key points in the sales presentation to be picked up so that everyone could use it. Then ask the industry manager, what applications of this product would benefit the industry that they represent? Because all of the sales professionals probably sell into that industry or a similar industry. So the industry manager would say, okay, we have this new product. It will do A, B, and C. In the industry that I represent, it will do B. And this is how it would do it. And this is how it would impact the organizations, the buyers in that particular industry. So the industry manager ties in how the new product would work in a particular industry. And of course, the market manager would do a similar thing. This is how the product would or would not be acceptable in their market and how the other sales professionals selling in that market would be able to move the new product. Here's another scenario, entering a new market. In this case, you would want your market manager, of course, to deliver 2 presentations. Number one, this is why this market was selected. We did a SWOT analysis, and so here's the results of the SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, so that every sales professional understands the market. Then the market manager would give the demographics, the primary opportunities, and give each of the sales professionals a feel for how to go about selling into that new market. They could avoid some of the pitfalls. That the market manager's primary responsibility is to help other sales professionals avoid any of the pitfalls, any of the traps they might accidentally fall into when selling into a new market. Have the product managers give their initial thoughts on product sales potential in that market. So the market manager has done their presentation. The product manager says, the product I represent would be a good fit in this particular area. Or they could ask the market manager, our product can do this. We haven't sold it all that often, but it can do this. Would that work in your market? Obviously, the product manager is looking for more products to be sold. That's their responsibility. And the market manager is looking for more opportunities for sales in their market. The industry manager would know which industries are prevalent in that particular market and how they might suggest selling into it, what could be done, what else they needed to have as a tool to sell in that particular market. Which brings us to the industry manager. The industry manager would be responsible, and primarily responsible, for selling into a new industry. Again, the protocol is the same. Have the industry manager deliver 2 presentations. One is, here's what this industry is all about. Here's what's important to them. Here's some of the buzzwords. Here's some things you will need to know. This is how it works. Let's say you're going into a new industry, financial services, insurance. Well, the industry manager would be able to explain to all the other sales professionals. This is how the insurance industry is structured. There are agents who go face-to-face with the potential client. And then they report to a general agent inside an agency. And the underwriter decides how much the premium is going to be and what the risks are, and the company itself is typically a public company and they have shareholders. This would give all the sales professionals a fundamental understanding of what that industry is all about. Then let them do a 3 to 5 minute presentation on how they would present your product or services, you ready for this, at an industry conference. If they were asked to speak at the insurance industry conference, a meeting that's coming up next month, what would they present from the marketplace? AT&T had a high level of account executive that I wanted to reach. It was called AEIC, Account Executive Industry Consultant. And one of the criteria to reach that level is I had to be invited to speak at an industry conference or be published in an industry journal on a topic other than telecommunications, other than the products and services that I sold. I was able to do that, and frankly, that's what led me into being a professional speaker instead of an account executive for the largest corporation in the world. Have the product managers then present the initial applications that would apply to that industry. When you're selling into that industry, here are 3 of our features and benefits that are most viable in that particular industry. And of course, the market managers can qualify whether the industry presence is in their market and how that might be addressed. So in summary, you're going to run with the big dogs. You may already be selling against the big guys. But by the way, here's a secret. When I worked for the largest corporation in the world, we envied the smaller companies because they were more agile. They could turn on a dime. They could come up with new applications faster than we could. So in summary, you're going to write job descriptions for all the different management positions. And guess what? The big dogs are going to start watching you. Teach others.
Remember, this is a collaborative channel. Others can learn from your ideas and experiences. Teach others and learn from others using the comments section below. More classes are in production, so subscribe to be one of the first to learn and teach them as each new lesson is added, and click the like or thumbs up button as a thank you for Chuck.